Good evening and welcome to Primetime News on Mitv. I am Victor Daniels. In the news, President Bola Tinubu will on Wednesday depart Abuja for Dubai, the United Arab Emirates, to attend the COP28 Climate Summit, his spokesman Ajuri Ngilale has said. At the World Leaders Summit, which will take place on December the 1st and 2nd, 2023, with the theme Unite, Act and Deliver, Tinubu will deliver a national statement highlighting Nigeria's stance on various thematic issues, including renewable energy and climate financing. The president will be accompanied by the senior government officials to the summit, also known as the 28th United Nations Climate Change Conference or Conference of the Parties of the UNFCCC, COP28. President Tinubu will maximize the opportunity afforded by the platform to advocate increased financial and technical support for developing nations, while reminding developed countries of their public pledge to provide $100 billion annually for support to localize initiatives to address climate change-related challenges. The Nigerian delegations to COP28 will actively explore establishing new and deeper bilateral partnership to implement Nigeria's energy transition, Article 6 project, internationally transferred mitigations outcomes, technology transfer, capacity building, and methane mitigations. Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu says the story of national growth and development cannot be complete without engineers. He made the declaration in Abuja on Tuesday at the opening of the 2023 National Conference Exhibition and Annual General Meeting of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. President Tinubu, who was represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima at the event, noted with pride that the Nigerian engineers are committed to excellence and are respected globally. President Tinubu said the current administration in Nigeria is maintaining its focus on job creation, fight against hunger and corruption, among others, in order to unlock the full economic potentials of the country. The Nigerian leader used the opportunity to correct the impression in some quarters that the Nigerian population is not useful, as he said that the nation can within a decade become a $1 trillion economy. President Tinubu sued for collaboration between the government at all levels and engineers in order to tap the potentials of the country, as he promised to provide the enabling environment for engineers to succeed in their chosen profession.
Tax reform, which we inaugurated in August, to lead a comprehensive reform of our tax landscape, has already submitted its interim report and is working on the next phase of its mandate. Our goal is to increase Nigeria's tax revenues while also reducing the burden on individuals and businesses. It might sound like a contradiction, but it is not. By streamlining the number of taxes, introducing greater efficiency, and blocking the loopholes through which leakages occur, we can and will deliver less burdensome tax regimes to businesses and employers of labor. In foreign exchange, we abolish an unwieldy and much abused rate regime, setting the foundation for transparent price discovery and all the other elements required to attract substantial inflows into a properly run official market. In infrastructure, we are supporting the states with seed financing for a transformational infrastructure fund.
The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace, Festus Keyamo, has given the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau, NSIB, 10 days ultimatum to submit the reports of all incidents that happened recently in the sector. Keyamo gave the ultimatum after a closed-door meeting with the head of agencies in Abuja. Correspondent Mary Menakiman reports that the minister gave the directive of revoking regulatory licenses if found guilty of the cause of all accident after the investigation. He further reassured Nigerians and non-Nigerians that the ministry will continue to ensure their safety that decides to fly by air. Speaking on the issue of whitelist, Keyamo directed that all whitelist coming to Nigeria must be accompanied by Nigerian pilots throughout their stays in the country.
10 days from today, they must submit their report regarding these incidents that happened and what transpired. However, we have some preliminary steps and precautionary steps that we are taking as a ministry and the regulators. Because of the incident that happened yesterday where a plane bound for Abuja ended up in Asaba, we have listened to the transcripts from the tower to the pilots. The transcript was produced by NAMA, because NAMA is in charge of recordings and navigational issues and radio communication. It was clear that when the pilot was taking off from Lagos, he was headed to Asaba, not Abuja, whereas the flight ought to be a flight headed for Abuja. There was no weather problem in Abuja yesterday. The NIMET DG is here. That's the NIMET. They are here. No weather problem in Abuja yesterday.
28 urged the Senate to consider and approve his request to obtain a loan of above $8 billion and 100 million euros as part of the 2022-24 external borrowing plan of the federal government. Tinubu's letter of request was read at plenary by Senate President Godswill Akpabio. The president noted that the World Bank and African Development Bank have indicated interest to support the loan within $1 billion and 1.5 billion naira respectively. Tinubu, in his letter titled the 2022-24 External Borrowing Plan, said, and I quote, "I write in respect of the above subject and to submit the attached federal government 2022-24 External Borrowing Plan for consideration and early approval of the National Assembly to ensure a prompt implementation of the project." End of quote. The Senate may wish to note that the past administration approved the 2022-24 borrowing plan by the Federal Executive Council (FEC) held on May the 15th, 2023.
The required approval is in the sum of United States dollars 8,699,168,559 dollars. Let me read that again. 8,699,168,559 United States dollars. And for the euro, looking at a total of 100 million euros. I would like to underscore the fact that the projects and programs in the borrowing plan were selected based on positive technical economic evaluations, as well as the expected contribution to the socio-economic development of the country, including employment generation, skills acquisition, support towards the emergence of more entrepreneurs, poverty reduction and food security, to improve the livelihood in all the 36 states of the Federation, including the Federal Capital Territory.
The Federal Capital Territory High Court Abuja has adjourned an alleged procurement fraud case involving the ex-governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN), Godwin Emefiele. The court adjourned the trial of the ex-bank chief to January the 18th and 19th of 2024 for continuation of trial. Emefiele is standing trial on a 6-count amended charge on alleged procurement of vehicles to the tune of 1.6 billion naira. He had pleaded not guilty to the charges, and he was granted a bail on November the 17th, 2023, to the tune of 300 million naira and 2 sureties, and remanded at the Kuje Correctional Center, pending when he meets his bail conditions. At the resumed hearing, the prosecution witness, who is a top official of the Corporate Affairs Commission (CAC), told the court that the Mitv was not the owner or the shareholders of the April 1616 Investment Limited, awarded a 1.2 billion naira vehicle supply contract by CBN under a Mitv. He was led in an evidence by EFCC lawyer Rotimi Oyedepo while tendering several documents on how the company was incorporated on August 1st, 2016. He further read out the names of the shareholders of the company, which comprises of Aminu Yaro, Mariam Abdullahi, and Sadatu Yaro as joint owners of the entity. And concerned stakeholders in sustainable housing development have called on the government at all levels to put in place a Marshall Plan for large-scale development of affordable housing to improve the living standard of Nigerians. A former permanent secretary, Common Service Office and Chief Executive Officer of Niche Affordable Housing Limited, Yemi Adelakun, who made the call on Tuesday at the 6th Nigerian Affordable Housing Summit in Abuja, stated that the Marshall Plan should include a revolving finance to stimulate effective demand to attract housing construction investments. He also stressed the need for easy and adequate access to mortgages and other forms of housing finance to meet the yearnings of average Nigerians, especially civil servants. And also speaking at the occasion, the PRO Chancellor of the Federal University of Technology, Akure, Dr. Godknows Igali, explained that despite the importance of shelter in Nigeria, that only 20% of citizenry have their own houses, and therefore the summit would brainstorm on critical issues and recommended workable solutions that will help the present administration rekindle the people's hope towards having an affordable and befitting home.
That we need to address. There are some levers that this government must pull, and it's a no-brainer all over the world. Countries who have successfully tackled the issue of affordable housing. The chairman was talking about the home ownership penetration in Nigeria being under 20%. Some countries well above 60%. Some Vietnam, even though they're like a war-torn country, home ownership penetration is above 90% in that country. So it is possible. Countries have tackled